All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're tackling a massive question, one that I think is on everybody's mind. In this absolute flood of online information, how in the world do we figure out what's true?
I mean, think about it. You face this every single day. You're just scrolling through your feed, and something catches your eye. A crazy headline, a shocking picture, a message from a friend that just makes you pause. And you ask yourself, is this real? Has this been messed with? Who can I actually trust? That daily struggle is exactly what we're going to break down.
So before we can even talk about a solution, we really need to get our heads around the size of the problem. Some people are calling it a digital fog of war, and honestly, that's a perfect description. It's this constant state of confusion where telling fact from fiction feels almost impossible.
And look, this goes so far beyond just a few misleading articles. We're up against a problem that's attacking us on all fronts, and is chipping away at public trust. Misinformation isn't just text anymore. It's coming at us as memes, doctored images, audio clips, even fake PDF documents. And what makes it so sneaky is how it's often perfectly tailored to local politics and culture. It pushes our buttons because it feels personal, and that makes it so much harder to spot. Okay, now let's add another layer of difficulty. What happens when all this stuff is flying across different languages, like Thai and English, all mixed together? A lot of the big, powerful verification tools out there are built for an English-only world. They just can't handle the nuance, the way real people switch between languages and use local references. It creates this huge blind spot, leaving millions of people totally unprotected.
So yeah, we've laid it out. The problem is big, it's messy, it's complicated. But what if the very same technology that's fueling this whole mess could also be our best weapon to fight back? Let's take a look at a potential hero for this story.
So meet Fake News Deep Verify. To put it simply, it's an AI-powered app built from the ground up for the Thai and English digital world. Its whole mission is to give you a real-time analysis of pretty much any piece of content you can throw at it.
And this comparison really paints the picture, doesn't it? The old way of fact-checking is just slow. It's manual. It takes an expert. Deep Verify, on the other hand, is instant and powered by AI. Where old methods hit a wall with language, this tool is born bilingual. And while we used to only be able to check text, Deep Verify can handle images, PDFs, and a whole lot more. It's a huge shift from some complicated, out-of-reach process to a simple tool anyone can use.
All right, so it sounds impressive, but how does it actually work? How does it take a piece of total chaos and spit out a clear, simple answer? Let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside.
The whole thing is designed to be incredibly easy for you, the user. First, you just input the content. Copy-paste some text, upload an image, a PDF. You could even use your voice. Then, the AI gets to work, checking that content against real-time information using Google Search. After that, you get a super clear, color-coded verdict. Green for credible, yellow for misleading, and red for just plain fake. And finally, you get a detailed report with direct links to the sources, so you can see the evidence for yourself and share it.
And this part is so important. This tool isn't some mysterious black box. Trust is everything, right? So it's built on transparency. Every single verdict is backed up with evidence, with citations right there so you can see why it reached that conclusion. And crucially, it respects your privacy. It doesn't store your personal data. The whole point is to be an educational tool, not just a judgment machine.
So this brings up a great question. Who is this thing actually for? Is it just for professional journalists and researchers? The answer is a definite no. The vision here is much, much bigger than that.
You can see the biggest slice of the pie here is the general public. This is a tool designed for everyday people, for you and me, who just want to quickly check something before we share it. But at the same time, it has powerful features for the pros, journalists on a deadline, researchers who are tracking disinformation, and even government agencies trying to protect the public.
So let's zoom out for a minute. A tool like this isn't just about debunking one story at a time. No, it's part of a much bigger vision for the future of how we all interact with information online.
The team behind this has set the bar really high for themselves. They're targeting an accuracy rate of over 95%. And in the fight against misinformation, where even a tiny error can destroy trust, that level of reliability is absolutely critical. It's the kind of precision you need to actually make a difference.
The project's ambition is also huge when it comes to scale. The goal is to get more than 500,000 active users in the very first year. Just imagine the collective impact of that many people actively verifying information. That's a huge step toward creating a smarter, more resilient online community. Of course, a project this big has to be sustainable. The plan is a freemium model. What that means is the core fact-checking service will always be free for the public.
always. The project is then supported by cheap premium subscriptions for power users and enterprise licenses for big organizations that need those advanced features. This makes sure the tool can keep growing and getting better, while keeping its main purpose accessible to absolutely everyone.
So, we end on this big, thought-provoking question. As AI gets more and more powerful, both at creating information and at debunking it, who becomes the final judge of what's real? Maybe the answer isn't a single person or some authority. Maybe the answer is empowering millions of us with the tools we need to verify reality for ourselves. And that feels like a future worth building.